Hello and welcome to our math session. It's session 3 on negative numbers. By now you should have completed sessions 1 and session 2 as they do build up upon each other. First of all, let's start as usual with our maths meeting. 1000 take away 930. You can use a counting on method or you could use column subtraction. And 42.55 take away 24.32. Go for column subtraction for this, making sure you line up the decimal points. Column addition, 4-digit number plus a 3-digit number. Then we've got 7 times 6 times 2. And it's up to you which order you do this in. You could do 7 times 6, find the answer and then multiply it by 2. Or you could do 6 times 2, multiply it by 7. Or 7 times 2, multiply it by 6. You can mess around with the order that you complete these. And then we've got a column multiplication, 8 times 8, 8 times 20, 8 times 300 and 8 times 4000. Put it all together to find your number. Pause and have a go. And let's look together in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give them a quick tick. If there's anything you found tricky, let me know and I can run through it with the whole class. Okay, on to today's lesson. Marking from yesterday's lesson. Put these temperatures in correct order, the coldest first. -8, -6, -4, -1, 2. -15, -11, 6, 10, 14, -25, -23, -13, 12, 16, 18 and 20. Then which of these temperatures is the lowest? -4 degrees C, -8 degrees C, -17 degrees C, and -6 degrees C. And a final question from yesterday, put these temperatures in order, starting from the lowest. -24 degrees C, -13 degrees C, 0 degrees C, 21 degrees C, and 35 degrees C. So let's recap from session 1 where we were counting in negative numbers. 12 take away 21. We're counting in negative numbers. We're taking away, so we're going to be counting back. So we're going to start on the 12, we're going to count back 21. So here we are on the 12, and we're going to count back 21. You can count back individually, or you can count back in jumps. I'm going to pause a moment for you to try it yourself first. And let's have a look together. We're counting back 21. I'm going to start by counting back 12 in one big jump. Then I'm going to count back another 8. So far I've counted back 20. I need to count back one more to make it 21. And I've landed on -9. 12 take away 21 equals -9. Okay, in session 2, we were ordering negative numbers. So put these numbers in order from lowest to highest. Remember, always check which way round you would like you to order them. Here are the numbers. Have a go. And let's work them out together. Start by finding the numbers. On our number line, we've got 4, -6, 10, -12, and 1. And then I can see it's -12, -6, 1, 4, and then 10. Tick yours if you got yours correct. Okay, let's go on to today's lesson. Today we are finding the difference between negative numbers. You'll hear the phrase find the difference in all sorts of problems. But what does it mean to find the difference? Well, sometimes it's spotting the difference. You have to look at what looks or appears to be different. But in mathematical terms with numbers, it means how many between the two numbers. And we can work this out by counting on or counting back. Today we're going to be doing mainly counting on to be able to find the difference, to find how many numbers between two numbers. Let's have a look at an example. If the temperature was 2 degrees at midday in Manchester and 5 degrees at midday in Paris, that's in France, what is the difference in these temperatures? So we're finding the difference between 2 degrees and 5 degrees. So we can circle 2 degrees and we can circle 5 degrees. 2 degrees plus 1, 2, 3 degrees equals 5 degrees. So the difference is 3. It's 3 hops between them. And the reason I say you can use a takeaway as well is because you could do 5 take away 3 equals 2, or 5 take away 2 equals 3. Today we're mainly going to stick to the counting on method because when we're using negative numbers it can get really confusing. Let's have another look at another example. Inside the house was 20 degrees C, outside the house was minus 5 degrees C. What was the difference in temperature inside and outside the house? Again, let's have a look. Let's find them on the number line and see if you can find the difference first of all. I'll pause for a moment to see if you can find the difference. Let's work it out together. Well, if inside the house was 20 degrees and outside was minus 5 degrees, what do we count on to get to 20 degrees? What's the difference between these two numbers? I'd start by counting on 5 to get me to 0, and then I'd have to count on another 20 to get me to 20, and I know I would have counted on 5 and 20, that's 25. So the difference between 20 degrees and minus 5 degrees is 25 degrees. Before the storm, the temperature was 3 degrees C. During the storm, the temperature dropped to minus 6 degrees C. What was the difference in temperature? Find them on the number line and see if you can spot the difference, find the difference between the two temperatures. And let's have a look together. So before the storm, the temperature was 3 degrees. It dropped to minus 6 degrees. So we're going to count on to find the difference, find out how many jumps this was. So minus 6 plus something gets us all the way to 3. Again, I could simply count on in ones. I'm going to do a little bit of hopping instead though. First of all, I'm going to count on 6 to get me to 0. Then I'm going to count on 3 to get me to 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. So I know that we've jumped on 9. The difference between 3 degrees before the storm and minus 6 degrees during the storm is 9 degrees C. Okay, on Saturday the temperature was minus 1 degrees in my garden. By Wednesday the temperature had risen to 6 degrees C. So what's the difference between these two temperatures? What's the difference? How many degrees did it rise by? Again, we've got minus 1 degrees, and it rises to 6 degrees. So what's the difference there? Jump on 1 degree, jump on 6 degrees. The difference? 7 degrees C. So what's the difference? The difference is 7 degrees C. Okay, I've got some examples for you to have a go at now. I'm going to read them out, going to pause. You can pause the video and the answers will be given tomorrow. So the temperature inside an aeroplane is 20 degrees C. The temperature outside the aeroplane is minus 30 degrees C. What is the difference between these temperatures? Pause and work it out. Let's move on to the next question. Two thermometers show the temperature inside and outside a greenhouse on a day in January, and it's the same day in January. So inside, here's the temperature, and outside, here's the temperature. How many degrees warmer was it inside the greenhouse than outside? Once you've answered that, later the temperatures were inside minus 1 degree C and outside minus 8 degrees C. What is the difference between these two temperatures? Pause and work it out. Okay, let's go on to the next question. This weather chart shows the highest and lowest temperatures in a town on 5 days in March. So here's the temperature, the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. So Monday, we've got the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. Tuesday, the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. Wednesday, the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. Thursday, the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. Friday, the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. On which day has the greatest difference between the highest and the lowest temperatures? So for this one, you're going to need to find out the difference in the highest and lowest temperature for each of the days before you can figure out which day has the greatest difference between the highest and the lowest temperatures. Pause, find the difference and see if you can spot which day it is. And let's go on to our final question. This table shows the temperature at 9 AM on 3 days in January. So on the 1st of January, it was positive 5 degrees C. On the 8th of January, minus 4 degrees C. On the 15th of January, 1 degree C. What is the difference between the temperature on the 1st of January and the 8th of January? So this part's a straightforward find the difference between the 1st of January and the 8th of January. Once you've done that, there's a second part of the question, which is my challenge for today. On the 22nd of January, the temperature was 7 degrees lower than on the 15th of January. So what was the temperature on the 22nd of January? So we've got the 1st, the 8th and the 15th. I suppose the next would be the 22nd of January. And the temperature was 7 degrees lower than on the 15th of January. So what would that temperature be on the 22nd of January? Once you've figured those out, take a picture, upload them onto Class Dojo for me. See you tomorrow.